What's up, desktopers? Now, this is part two of my two-part interview with 2019 Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. If you've not watched part one yet, click the card just above or click the link in the description for part one. Watch that and then head over to this video and watch part two. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Going into, I suppose, any contest, but especially a Mr. Olympia, what's, I suppose, your main motivation? Is it what's on your mind, I suppose, when you're over there in Kuwait training for a contest like this? Is it, okay, I'm going to do this for my family? Is it, okay, I've been dreaming of the Olympia? What's this sort of, I suppose, what goes through your head while you're, in those tough stages of prep trying to, win a second Mr. Olympia?
Well, first, I'm here with an opportunity that not a lot of people get to see, and we get one life to live, and I'm in these shoes right now, trying to win my next Olympia title. So what do I really have to complain about? This is a wonderful way to support my family, hobby turned career, and I got a lot of motivation to a lot of people that may not see what I see, and I got my young men and young women there watching me, uh, you know, watching me and seeing what I do with this opportunity. So I got to step up to the plate and just really make this happen, no matter what I feel, because this is an opportunity. I'm here. This is like I'm destined to be here for whatever reason, and what do I have to complain about? I just got to make it do what it do. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's my motivation, man. Motivation is like, man, who gets this, man? Who gets this opportunity, man? Why me? Let's do it.
Yeah, man, you've got a great attitude and spirit, and a lot of guys sometimes 6 weeks out wouldn't be as, I suppose, happy as you are right now, which is pretty cool to see. And it seems like obviously you're eager to, you're grateful and thankful of the opportunity you've got right now. So what I want to do is launch into a few listener questions. I put it out there on YouTube. We got a ton of listener questions, but I picked out just a few of the top ones, and I want to go through those with you. So the first one here is from Gibran Camus. He says, Brandon, I'm a huge fan. I'm wondering if you've put thought into post bodybuilding life. I feel like bodybuilders have become more savvy about their post career pursuits. And you strike me as someone who's got a plan as big as your arms are.
Well, my post bodybuilding life is kind of surfacing now, as so we've gotten to the gym industry as well, and we got some more big plans coming. That'll be announced probably in the next coming month or so. So yeah, we got some things going that's kind of helping me prepare for my exit strategy for bodybuilding. So you always got to have that. We can't bodybuild forever, unfortunately. Everybody's not Dexter Jackson. So yeah, I got some plans. Can't speak on everything right now, but keep watching, keep observing, and I will appreciate your support and all that we do in the future.
I love it. And just a question from me as well in between that. Becoming Mr. Olympia, obviously, your earning potential goes up considerably, and that's been hurt this year by obviously the whole COVID situation, I imagine, in terms of making appearances. I'm sure you had a ton of appearances booked or ready to go, but you just weren't obviously able to attend probably around the world. But you're taking advantage, I suppose, in other ways, and like with your gym and all that sort of stuff. Has that been, I suppose, like a real point that you yourself and your wife has made?
Well, it's been opportunities. It's been a blessing. I can't just say I may have had a lot of ideas and a lot of desires, but you can't do things without the proper cooperation, proper teamwork from other people. So I've been blessed with having a lot of good opportunities, good partnerships, and being able to do some things that I may not be an expert in, but I have people that are maybe more expert than me, and we can team build and we can work together and we can do great things. So, like I said, I've been blessed with and surrounded by great people that are more knowledgeable than me, better than me in a lot of things, and people that I can trust and people that value who I am and what I believe. So it's awesome. So that's what I can't take credit for everything. I got a great wife as well. She manages things and she communicates well as well. So we've been able to make things happen. Just by just being good people and having good relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, like with your wife, it actually, she somewhat, I suppose, personality wise reminds me a little bit of my wife, my partner, not my wife yet. Very, very strong woman, you know, a mum of, you know, several kids and stuff. And it just, they sort of, I imagine if they met in real life, they'd be like best friends. It's just what I can imagine.
Probably so. Probably so. They can probably relate to a lot of things. I'm sure. A lot of things. But
Absolutely.
definitely.
Now, next question from listener from Nico on YouTube. He says, I hope my question makes it. So obviously it did. He says, what's Brandon's opinion on the Classic Physique division? And would he have considered competing in Classic if it was around when you were younger?
Well, you know, the Classic Physique division is great for bodybuilding. It puts us, I think it keeps us bodybuilders kind of in check. You know, when you have a standard of a classic look, you know, you can't go too far in the extreme in another direction in another division because it's going to make it look odd or awkward. So I think it's going to keep bodybuilding in check. It also gives the up and coming guys an opportunity to take things slow and not really push as hard. They can take their time. I know if it was available for me coming up, I would have definitely probably done Classic Physique before I ever started doing bodybuilding because I would have fit that profile a little bit better. And as I
100%.
progressed, maybe I would have moved on to bodybuilding. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity for all the athletes looking to get into the sport, you know, looking to take their time, looking to be smart. And for the guys that have the genetics and they don't necessarily want to necessarily be huge and be bodybuilders and put everything into it requires, I think it's just definitely a good option. So all these categories are something that you know, get people to pay attention to the sport, get people to grow into the sport and make transitions into the sport if they choose.
Yeah, good answer. Next question is from Jude Britton on YouTube. He says, if you and Phil weren't around for this year's Olympia, who would you put your money on winning it? Now that's probably tough because you probably haven't thought about too much.
No, it's actually not tough. It's easy. It'd be William Bonac. I mean, if I wasn't around, Phil wasn't around, I think William Bonac would be one of the top guys. He placed second last year. He actually, you know, he won the Arnold last year. So he's got the pedigree so far. So yeah, he'd be one of the top guys for sure. And he's been consistent. So, you know, can't complain about that, you know. Of course, you got to look at guys like Mr. Consistency himself, Dexter Jackson. You know, he's a former Mr. Olympia as well. So you never know what he's going to bring out this year, and even though he's going to retire, but he's always able to, you know, take advantage of people who are off. So, but like I said, Williams is probably the guy that is most reliable when it comes to coming into shows and being consistent. So he'd be my
Yeah,
opinion.
absolutely. I totally agree as well. I've got William in third place in my predictions too, just after yourself and Phil. So I think that's definitely a good pick. And he's one of those guys that sort of gets forgotten about, even though he finished second to you in both contests last year. So sort of mind blowing to me that he gets forgotten about. And I just actually interviewed him recently, and yeah, he seems like a really nice guy too. So which is cool.
Yeah, he's misunderstood, but man, he's a good guy, man, good heart, and man, we get along. He's a great friend of mine, and you know, I can always count on him to be real with me. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. The next question is from Keenan Baldry. He says, how does it feel to be Mr. Olympia after being written off by everyone in the industry? Because obviously, you know, earlier in your career, like you'd missed the mark a little bit with conditioning. And then, you know, most people had written you off as ever being a Mr. Olympia or even potentially even being an Arnold Classic champion. So how does it feel now being Mr. Olympia, really proving everyone wrong?
Well, I have to ask you, man, how would it feel for you to be Mr. Olympia? You know, probably feel pretty similar. No matter what anybody has to say, you're still Mr. Olympia, right? And you know, you don't accomplish big things without controversy, without coming through the trenches. And I'm sure you know, most people that accomplish anything have come through some kind of adversity. So the adversity makes your character, it makes the journey worthwhile, and it makes the success more fruitful.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that as well from a totally different perspective. But you know, I had a team I go for in Aussie rules football, and they finished in the finals. I think it was like one time out of like 20 something years, and half the teams finished in the finals. And then we end up winning like 2 to 3 premierships, or which is the grand final or whatever you want to call it recently. And the first one they won, I cried because it was like we were so crap for so long. And it made it more satisfying. So I guess for you, because people would have written you off, it would have seemed like it maybe was like a pipe dream a little bit somewhat, that I suppose it is more satisfying that you've gone through those adversities and it's been harder to get there, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I want to ask you one more question as well, sort of based off, you know, how you used to come in, I suppose, earlier in your career. I suppose, what was the main factor that changed for you? Because you not only, you know, got in condition, which was, I suppose, your main issue earlier in your career, but you got bigger at the same time as well. I mean, obviously going out to Kuwait helped that, but was there anything that, were you not working hard enough before in terms of training? Were you not doing enough cardio? What was, I suppose, the changing factor in terms of just getting in condition?
Well, bodybuilding is a very complex sport, and life is a very complex thing as well. So when you're balancing the two, and you're trying to raise a family at the same time when you're a young man, just balancing all those aspects of life. Bodybuilding can sometimes take a backseat to the things that you need to get done in the sport. So allow myself to kind of separate myself periodically, just to focus on bodybuilding has definitely made me a better bodybuilder specifically. So anything you can isolate and focus on, you'll be better at. When you're trying to do multiple things at once, some things are going to slack. So yeah, I may have had some great potential, some genetic to do some things, but when I'm, pulling myself in multiple different directions, I'm not able to specifically focus on what I need to focus on because, that can be me at times when I have distractions. I'm trying to be the best I can be in multiple areas. Some things are going to slip up. So, being a dad is not the easiest thing, as you would know, and
Yep.
being a good dad is even harder, right? So, so when I'm at home, that's what I try to focus on. And sometimes my bodybuilding has taken a backseat to that over the years. But being away and able to separate myself, thankfully, to the support of my wife and my family, has allowed me to make progress in a situation of isolation and intense focus that a lot of people, wouldn't be able to make in other situations.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you so much, Brandon, for coming on. I want to mention a few things before we wrap up this interview as well. Now, we've got videos going up on your Brandon Curry All Access page, which I'm doing a little bit of help with in terms of just getting the videos up and whatnot as well. And, because there hadn't been a video posted in quite a while, it didn't get the traction that perhaps, it's still got multiple tens of thousands of hits, I think, but I think some people sort of missed it because there hasn't been as much content on there. So make sure everyone, the link is in the description of this video as well. Click on that. It goes straight to Brandon Curry All Access on YouTube, and you'll be able to access and see all the videos. And there's actually more on the way as well. So you've got more content in the lead up to the Mr Olympia too. So I encourage everyone, go on there, subscribe and hit the notification bell button on Brandon's channel. And also you got the Beefcake t-shirts out as well. And I'll put the link in the description for that too. So do they come straight from the US or where are they coming from?
Yeah, straight from the U.S. Exactly. Yeah. Soul Premise is a company that I'm working with, and they're producing shirts. We have more different designs and different things coming as well. I'll also check out the bags. They make great bags. We have our own bag line coming with them as well.
Awesome. Are they the backpack ones I've seen on your stories?
Yeah, man. These things are great for you, especially if you're a shoe person and you need to have places to put your shoes and everything else. It's awesome. Everything's compartmentalized. All the materials, great quality. So go check it out.
Sweet. When I'm going to be traveling around more, hopefully when all these borders and everything open up, I'll definitely be getting one, man, and to use it to travel bag for sure. Because I've got
ultimate gym bag. We got the duffels too, and they're great.
I have to get one anyway, regardless. And so, Brandon, thank you so much for coming on. Is there any sponsors or anyone else you want to thank before we wrap this thing up?
Well, I think all the sponsors have been supporting me. Of course, you see I got the gorilla we're on right now. It's right in my face. I think for my supplement sponsor was SciTech Nutrition for supporting me all these years. I did mention Soul Premise. I see Mark Russell. If you ever see me in a suit, and Chic has been taking care of me, and I can't forget about Protan. They always take care of my color. So if you like my color on stage, Protan. And if you like my posing trunks, CJ. She's my girl. She hooks me up with the best suits. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. It takes a village to make this champion, and I appreciate all of you guys' support. And more to come. More to come. I know I gotta say, shout out to Oxygen Gym, and all my members that are joining. And I like my gym and the carbon culture. I appreciate you guys' support. I will be there after the Olympia, and you'll see me in the gym training on a regular basis. And I'm looking forward to being in the midst of my gym members and feeling that energy.
Cool. Well, hopefully we'll be able to see you as a two-time Mr. Olympia in 6 weeks' time, Brandon. Cannot wait to watch that Olympia. There's obviously going to be a live webcast as well, so people make sure you check that out. And I'll have more details on Desktop Bodybuilding as that gets closer and all the details are confirmed as well. Brandon Curry, thank you so much for coming on Desktop Bodybuilding. For Brandon Curry and Xavier Wills at Desktop Bodybuilding, we are out. So that's it for my two-part interview with 2019 Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And as well, subscribe to his channel, hit that notification bell button because I've got some amazing videos coming up in my Road to the 2020 Mr. Olympia series. Also, I've already had some great videos in that series as well, including interviews with William Bonac, Breon Ansley, Derek Lunsford, heaps of good names already, and we've got heaps on the way, so make sure you do subscribe. Also, if you like this channel and want to support it, head to hostile.com. So it's HOSSTILE.com. Enter ZAVE10, it's XAV10. You'll save yourself 10% on what my opinion is some of the greatest supplements in the world, if not the greatest. Amazing products by Fluid, Abiad, IFB Pro Bodybuilder. Also, I'm wearing their apparel as well, which you can get off there. Very lightweight and comfortable. The work t-shirt, the hostile cap there. So we've got some amazing stuff. So head there and use ZAVE10 and you get yourself 10% off. So that's it for another video. For myself, Xavier Wills and Brandon Curry, we are out.